Hey y'all, Honest Mom here, and if you didn't know, I am on a 25-day challenge, and we are on day 2. As I continue to find ways to honor my daughter's memory until her birthday approaches, which is on August 25th. I'm gonna be completely transparent. This is the third year that I'm currently living out as of January 13th, 2026. The first 2 years of Alana's transition were extremely hard. Don't cry. Tighten up, soldier. It was extremely difficult. I was in a very depressive state, and my ultimate goal is to not return to that state this year as her birthday approaches. So, knowing that August is one of the hardest months of each year for me, I am doing this in hopes of not looking back. And I just mean that in the sense of not going back to that dark space, because although tight that is embarrassing, although I'm clearly a survivor of both years, but as hard as it is to get out of it, it's just as easy to fall back right into it. And I don't want to say I don't have the support, but I don't have the support as far as somebody, making you get out of bed, giving you something to look forward to, texting you good morning every day, checking on you, making sure you're good. So I have to do this for myself, because nobody's going to come and save me like I thought or like I would want. And because of that, I'm doing my best to honor her in the best ways that I can. And I know in order for me to do that, I have to not allow this grief to control my life and determine my future any longer. So with that being said, let me wipe these tears. I'm not gonna lie, I be judging people for coming on the internet crying, but I don't feel like I came deliberately on the internet to cry. This is just an emotional subject for me, and carrying the weight of losing your first and only child, from living in the hospital and then the abandonment of her father. I'm still carrying that with me, regardless of what it might look like, and I'm doing my best to let it go, but the pain is still there. So anyways, let me just get into what we have today. Today we have a box that was gifted to Alana and I while we were living in the hospital. I remember it was it was fresh, maybe a couple days after Alana had just received her surgery, the surgery that the doctors already determined that she might not even make it through, just due to the extent of how bad her heart was failing. And this is why I'm so grateful and I'm able to move forward the way that I do, because Alana had already defeated the odds. I remember the social worker coming to our room and asking me if I would like to meet with a heart transplant recipient. And at the time, I'm like, girl, don't you see my daughter lying in the bed? What are you gonna do for me? Why would you think I want to? Why would you think I want to be introduced to somebody at this moment? But by the grace of God, this turned out to be a blessing in disguise, because we received a personal kit box from Young at Heart Foundation. And I am blessed to honestly say that we were one of the first patients that Mike and his foundation were able to give back to. And I just felt honored, because at that time, I was confused. I was hurt. I was lost as to why I was the only one in that hospital room watching my daughter fight for her life on a day-to-day. I know people be like, let it go, you don't have to share that part of your story, but I do, because a lot of the times that's why I'm in that depressive state, because of the hurt and the traumatic experiences that came with the abandonment from her father. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts, it hurts. So anyways, in the midst of that, I said yes. I met Mike, and he gifted us with this box. Now, it's fairly new, because a lot of Alana things have been, tucked away. And as you open it, this is his logo, his sticker, and his foundation brand. I'm gonna turn it this way. So it came with a Winnie the Pooh, which she never had the opportunity to see or play with. Gift wrapping paper. It also came with a Polaroid camera, which I do have some photos. Tighten up. I do have some photos that I was able to keep and save, and in honor of Alana. So, Mike, I do thank you for that, because capturing those moments after her heart transplant and with some of her nurses and doctors, I keep them in my pocket sometimes. I have them in my car. Actually, one of the nurses actually brought me a photo book, to individually put the photos in. And this is a letter. This was marked June 5th, 2022. It says, Dear Alana and Mom Denisha, here is the Hope Kit that was specifically made for both of you from the Young at Heart Foundation. Everything was added to bring some cheer in these incredible, difficult times. Thank you for being such a fighter, Alana. Faith, trust, and belief. Signed. And it says, P.S. Here is my mom's cell phone number. Please text her first so you both can work out a time to talk. And at that time, he did offer an extended, for me to be able to even meet his mom, because his mom is the one who has been through his side through thick and thin. And I'm just so proud of him. It came with, oh wait, I don't know. I don't think this is from him. I think I just threw some stuff in here. This is from Ryan's Case and Smiles. These are pillowcases. Okay, sorry. So he got me, well, us. It was really for me though. A mug. It's pretty cool. It says Stronger Than You Think, and it just says keep sipping. He's a Star Wars fan, obviously, and I love that for him. I don't have the Polaroid. I gave that to a best friend of mine because I just felt like I had used it for what it was meant to be used for. And after Alana's passing, I just stopped using it. But it also came with a blanket. It seems to be hand knitted. I won't unfold it because there's no reason to. I'm a Disney fan, but I'm definitely a Winnie the Pooh fan. So this was like core childhood memory for me. A lot of nothing about Winnie the Pooh, obviously. But again, I just want to thank Mike and the Young at Heart Foundation for even considering me in such a tragic time. So this is day 2 of finding ways to honor my daughter, and I decided to open up a box that I was once afraid of to go through, just because of the memories that come with it. But God has given me the strength to do so, and now I can set this box aside knowing that I fully opened it and I faced my fears, and I hope that one day I too am able to provide more than a box for children and families suffering or enduring any similar pain to what Alana and I have endured. My ultimate goal again is to provide housing. But before we get to the housing, I'm willing to take the small steps to get there. And I do have the want and the desire to give back, which is why I'm starting Alana's Heart Foundation. I have been inspired by Mike. And we talked briefly about how long it took for him to, start up his own foundation. Mike has been a heart transplant recipient for over 25 years. So I can just only imagine the life that comes with being a heart transplant recipient while still trying to give back to kids and parents who are, enduring any similar situations, and knowing that there's no cure for heart disease. I think that's the hardest part. A lot of people forget is that there's no cure. It's just God's grace, science backed up with medication, and organ donors. Those are literally the only options. And for whatever reason, Alana's story only lasted 2 years, but that was 2 years of my life that I don't regret. 2 years of my life that like that little girl fulfilled 2 years of my life that I've been yearning for a love for 33 years, and she fulfilled it within 2. So that's why I'm humbled and honored to just be her mom and carry her story to hopefully inspire others and give back in ways that I can't even imagine. I know that God has given me this story and this testimony for a reason. I really do. I believe that. And this is not the end. This is only the beginning. So while I'm still in the beginning of the story, again, I'm just trying to find ways to keep moving forward. I'm a person right now that I have to literally find reasons to keep going, find reasons to get out of bed, find reasons to want to even have the desire to still be here, because there has been multiple times, multiple prayers asking God to just take me. You know, I'm not suicidal. It's just, it's those hard conversations that I have had with God asking him to take me, because I want to be with my daughter so desperately, but I'm not desperate enough to take matters into my own hands. That's why I obviously still have a purpose. I do want to thank you guys for the endless amount of support and prayers. I do see your comments, I see your messages. I can't reply to all of them at once, but I do reply to the ones that I do see when I do have time. And look forward to day 3 with me. So yeah, I am Alana's mom, and I just want to encourage any other parent who's currently going through grief, especially any parent who has a child who has been diagnosed with any kind of heart condition. It doesn't have to be TOF or heart failure. See you guys in the next video. Bye.